Extra juice going,
I thought I heard some
going
creak
back
in there.
to going home? I mean, is that,
What'd you say?
just playing in Texas again? Or what is that?
Oh, that's unbelievable. I mean, I remember my freshman year, I played at Cowboy Stadium in high school, and then, you know, a couple times here. So, I mean, I'm just glad to be back.
Do you feel like that's going home, or do you feel like that's going where you lived for 5 years? You know what I mean, or 4 years, whatever it was, 6 years.
I was born in Springfield, Ohio, but I feel like Texas will always be my home.
Yeah, kind of like Davy Crockett.
Yeah,
Once you go there,
like that.
you're a Texan. Misha, what do you miss from down there? You know, you and I've talked about that before, but what is it you miss most from not being in Texas?
I always like to call myself like a Southern guy, I'd say, and just the feel like it's a completely different feel down there. I mean, football, I mean, Ohio State is Ohio State, but even high school football down there, it's big. The whole city shuts down, everything.
And you moved down there, I'm trying to remember the story, didn't an uncle kind of talk y'all into like you get more?
It was 6th grade, and my uncle told my mom that I'd have a better shot getting recruited for football if I moved down there.
In 6th grade?
Yeah. Worked out.
Which uncle was that, by the way? What was his name?
Uncle Jerome.
Jerome Cavett? What was his? Yeah.
Jerome Cavett.
And so it worked out that way.
Yes, sir.
What did you immediately notice once you moved to Texas about football?
Just the feel, like I said, no matter if it's, I don't know, middle school football, high school football, everything is dramatic down there.
Yeah.
What is it about Ohio State? You should know,
know, Demetrius, that Tim also moved to Texas when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
Yeah.
That's why I like him so much.
Yeah.
See?
I grew up in Lufkin, man.
The tempo that you guys are playing with, when you're playing as fast as you can play, what do you see on the faces of the defensive players?
I'd say that they're really not prepared for our speed because, yes, we like to run the ball down the field, just play tough, you know, smack you as hard as we can, but, I mean, we like to go fast, too. And you can tell when we line up against other teams, they're not used to that tempo.
And you guys have done that, obviously, before. That's what Top Herman brought.
Yeah.
Are you guys going even faster this year?
That's the plan, as fast as we can.
And when was that, when did coaches start talking to you about that?
That's always been our motto, but I can see that our coaching staff is pushing that a lot more. And, you know, we're just trying to get the rough out the way so we can go as fast as possible.
Get
the ref.
Reach, how far have you come as a player just in the last 12 months, you think?
Light years, I say. I mean, just from the guys last year, Zay and Billy and Jamarco just helping me and pushing me along and all that stuff. I could just see the change. Going back, I watched a film from like a year or two ago, and the player I am now is just night and day.
Did you notice it while it was happening?
Yes, for sure.
Like what changed? You know, what was it?
I'd say I just felt like it was my time, and then I just felt like I just matured, whether it was on the field, off the field, and, you know, once I started taking it more accountability for myself, everything just slowed down and the game became more easy.
You carry a real confidence out there now.
Big time.
When so many people talk about tempo, they talk about the physical aspect of it, you wearing down other teams, how do you avoid getting fatigued yourself? Could you talk to us about the mental aspects of it? Because I imagine you have to make adjustments, decisions really quick, those plays got to come in really quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we do, whether it's from Coach Mick in the off season, everything we do is fast. If we're in the weight room, we're moving fast. If we're going between meetings, we're going fast to the next room. So, I mean, mentally, we're trained in this building. Everything we do is fast. So when we get to the field, it's signal, boom, down in stance, look at the alignment of defense, look at the front, everything, boom, go.
In that respect, TCU likes to line up, you know, they got that 4-2-5 defense, but they like to blitz guys, especially like to blitz on first downs a lot of times to kind of get a tackle for loss to set up the rest of their, you know, the rest of the series and stuff. What have you noticed about them in that respect? How difficult will it be kind of picking out what's going on?
I trust our coaching staff and, you know, the way that they prepare us every week. When it's time for game times, it's so easy. It's just like, oh, snap. Even these past 2 games, it's like you look at certain fronts and formations and you're just like, dang, Coach told me about this. He's going here. Ball snap, he's right there. And he's like, oh, Coach Stud, Wilson, whatever, he was right.
When you watch these guys on video, what jumps out at you about their defense, about the way they do attack?
I have a lot of respect for TCU. I mean, All Saints, I went there for high school, and it's like 5 minutes away.
Right.
But, I mean, you know, they got a lot of skilled players on defense. They're real fast. Their interior guys are strong. But, I mean, can't wait for game time.
Hey, you know, talk to me about that, though. I mean, you know, your junior, senior year, you had offers from Alabama, Texas. You committed to Texas and then backed off, because I think the Mac Brown regime was going. But what was it like during that time? How heady was it to have Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, UCLA, all these big time schools coming after, even TCU? But you weren't that interested in TCU, I guess, right?
It was just a big blessing from God. I mean, being from that area and the DFW area, I just love the state of Texas. I mean, even TCU, I was actually really considering TCU because as signing day got closer, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to Ohio State, can't wait. It's been my dream school since second grade, but the thought of actually leaving Fort Worth and leaving Texas and just going to a whole new area and environment, I was just like, maybe I want to go to TCU. But, I stuck to my guns and it worked out.
But what I'm leading to here is, you came up, we all thought you were a superstar, and it took a while. How tough was the taking a while part?
Well, I think anybody who comes to Ohio State, the recruiting office and the coaches, they see a superstar in you. And everybody here, whether you're scout team or anything, they're a superstar. Everybody's a superstar. It's when you crack into it, like when you actually can see it. And sometimes it takes others longer than others, but when it comes, it's gonna come.
Who did you lean on during that time? Did you lean on Coach Beck back there? Did you talk, with people?
You mean back?
Yeah. Who'd you lean on for encouragement or whatever you want to call it back while you were waiting to get your shot?
Just the guys around me. This program is something different. Every team in the country preaches brotherhood, and this is my guy, this is my brother. But here, it's serious. Like everybody in that locker room, I will go to war for. So when times are down, times are hard, you look to your left and your right, and the guy next to you, they really do have your back.
What does this stage do for this team? Being on first primetime game, obviously Jared will those things, a ranked opponent after two teams that you guys were clearly better than. What do you think, has that added to anything this week with this team?
We really don't look at it's a big stage, big game or anything. We prepare for every game just like the last one, and that's go fast, hit people as hard as we can, and just keep going.
But you do know that you were clearly better than Oregon State, better than Rutgers. This is the first real test for you guys. I know you treat every game like it's a big game, but how much of a measuring stick is this for you guys?
I wouldn't say measuring stick. I have, as a team, we have the most respect for TCU and everything, but we try our best to treat everybody just the same, and, give them their best because we know we're going to get their best.
What's that building like? Obviously to play in, you grew up down there. You were there as a freshman when Ohio State played for the championship. What's that building like? How special is it to you?
It's amazing, especially the jumbo screen. Yeah. I remember my freshman year in high school when we played there, we couldn't stop looking at it. Like, we'd get in trouble if we look at it. But just the atmosphere there, and again, being a big Texas guy, I love it.
Yeah. Can you give us an example of, you talked earlier about how you're trained in team meetings to think fast. Can you give us an example of something the coaches might do to train you to think fast in a meeting?
Yeah, so we'll be watching, let's say we're watching film, and Coach Stud might pull up front, and then he'll yell out a play and just be like, so, Meech, what you got? 3, 2, 1, plays over. You got to spit it out right then and there.
And Michael had said that everyone on the offensive line has to understand the offensive line assignments as well as the center does. Is that true? And if so, how does that help you?
Yeah, big thing we preach here is being versatile. So if you play guard, you got to know center. If you play center, you better know tackle. So, and it helps us in the game because certain situations, you're like, okay, if I go here and do this, I know the guy next to me, he's going to do this. The guy over here, he's going to do this. And it just helps you out on the fly because it's a lot of stuff with these defenses that we face, and they move around a lot. So the picture's not going to be as clean as we want it to be. So we got to pick it up during the play.
How much did Coach Bates kind of help your line coach back there at All Saints help you make up your mind? Obviously, he's from here.
He didn't really push me one way or another. I'd say looking back now, he did a really good job on that. He's a big Ohio State guy and everything, but he kind of let me make my own decision, and I felt like that was best. And when I did and I signed that paper, he told me how happy he was and how much he wanted me to go here. But, he did a good thing by just, if I had any questions, ask him, he'd help me, whatever like that. But
so Demetrius, for Texas kids, but especially kids in the Fort Worth and Dallas area, How much is TCU a factor in recruiting? How much consideration do the best players give TCU?
I feel like every Texas player considers TCU. You know, they're not a big school since they're a private school and everything, but they're still a powerhouse down in Texas.
So they do have that respect of
Yes, sir.
the kids in the town.
Along those same lines,
Last question.
in recruiting, does it help Ohio State any to have a game in the state of Texas? Like for you thinking back to your time in recruiting, does it give them any kind of advantage to actually have a game in Texas to recruit the state of Texas?
Big time, because for recruits to be able to just go down the street, go to Cowboy Stadium and watch Ohio State play there in person, that's huge.
And to know that maybe it's a possibility that if they go to Ohio State, they can come back home and play. Does that factor into it?
Big time.